Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. This is a jam with the Ecamm fam. It's a jam with the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam.
Hold it, stop the music!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen. Can I please have your attention?
Now showtime, are you ready? Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, let's go.
There we go. Holy goodness. There we go. Now you can hear me. Wow. I was like, that's loud. You guys can't hear me though. Here we go. All right. Anyway, so I was right before the stream. Literally got off a call and then was in here mucking about with stuff. And in the process of doing said mucking about, I disconnected my sound. Didn't mean to. Sorry about that, Chief. All right, let's see. Hopefully, we can dial this baby in, and you guys are not cracking. Let me know if you guys are getting any weird sounds. This might not be set the way I normally set it, but let's investigate just to make sure he is doing all the myriad things, all the small things. Say it isn't so. When I go, turn the lights out, taking me home to own. A little bit of extra reverberation on your audio. And don't you know why that might be? Hold on to one more day. Just hold on. Let it go. Let it change. Yo, don't know. It might be okay. All right, we're going to run with this. However, if it sounds weird, I can always switch up. I'm more than happy to switch up. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this. Let me close a bunch of these here windows. We're going to do the whole lot. Paul says this sounds good. And whatever Paul says is the answer. You know, because Roy's a troublemaker. It's just so ridiculous. There we go. Now we are cooking with Pam. Rule number 1. Do not mess with your settings right before you go live. It might pan out to be a little bit stupid. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyway, let's get into this. Let me open up my window here. There we go. Now we're cooking with Pam. Now we are cooking with Pam. Okay, close all of these suckers. Doosh. Doof. And go here. All right, so here we are. We're going to go through a quick setup of using, let me back this down. We're going to go through a quick setup of using Ecamm Live real quick. And in the process of doing all of that, I will show you how to set up your show, whatever. So again, if you have questions, please let us know. It looks like we're gravy on the audio here. So this is your standard setup. This is your window. Now, when you first come in, things are going to look a little different for you. I purposely closed all of the other windows because people say that, it's overwhelming. So if you don't need the other windows, close them, right? Me, I have everything open because I like control. And it's easier for me to be able to see everything. But for some of you guys, like if it's too confusing having all the windows open and you panic easily, then close the other windows that you don't need unless you need them, right? All right, cool. So first we're going to talk about using your various profiles, right? Now, I'm at the top here. There's a profile window. And these are all the different types of shows that I do. Currently, we're doing the Ecamm Demo. I like to think of each of these profiles as a house, right? This is your house. Inside that house, we're going to have a bunch of rooms. I'd like to think of scenes as your room, okay? So, for instance, if you are doing something where you're just recording videos for a course, you're going to have your scene set up in a particular manner, right? You're going to have your rooms, certain rooms you need, certain rooms you won't, right? If you're doing a live production or you're doing a live stream, then you're going to have a different set of rooms that you need to use in order to get your job done. And that different set of rooms is going to need different furnitures. That's what your overlays comes in. So your overlays are your furniture, your scenes are your rooms, and your profiles are your houses. If you can get that sank into your head, the rest is absolutely gravy. I always wondered why people got confused by scenes and overlay, because an overlay is something you lay over your scene. I always didn't understand that, but here we go. So here's an example of an overlay. I'm going to drag in a picture. Boom. That's an overlay. Why? Because it's laying over my scene. That's simple. It's really that simple. So don't get it too twisted as you put it in your head. It is borderline literal. I mean, it is literally. It is borderline literal. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Let me open up the overlay panel real quick just to make life easier for what we do. So there's my overlay panel. First thing I'm going to do is come in here and clean up all the extra hidden overlays that we don't need, because that makes it also easier when if you come into your scene and you notice that you have a bunch of things on there, turn them off. Okay, so my first room would be like my foyer. That's my entrance. My second room would be like my living room. That's this. The only furniture in here is a camera, right? And then we're going to go and build another one. This is, think of that as the exit door. So let's build a new scene. I come down here on the bottom, click on the little plus sign, open up a new scene. I am going to turn on comments so I can see you folks. I find that super funny. Yeah, that's the nature of the threat, right? Everybody wants, I want smaller, I want cheaper. Oh, it doesn't sound as good as the Rodecaster Pro 2. No way, Beavis. Right? I mean, you get what you get. Anyway, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to open up this panel here at the top. This panel at the top is my switcher, right? Camera switcher. Boom. So here's my camera opportunities. I'm going to drop in this master camera off the Streamer X. Boom. There it is. I'm using this little sliders to center. Boom. There we go. Now we all centered up and game recognized game. That's it. All right. One thing to note for me, Streamer X audio video delay is different. Let me turn that off. Not -2. Let me go back to 0. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's even. See, I'm so used to doing it from the cam link where it's off by a little bit. This seems to be a little bit more normal. Anyway, now I got to do a test to see what it is for real. Simple thing to do. You record your file, you open it up in Final Cut, you disconnect the timeline, and you make sure you make a noise like, or something that claps, you know. You can take 2 of these and go. You want to pull it apart and line it up to right when it closes, and then you'll know how many frames it's off. Super simple. Anyway, that's the reason why we always had that. Ready, cut. That's why we always had a clapboard. Hello. Anyway. Yo. Dude, listen. Germs, just get deck link. It's time to go. It's time for grown folks to go deck link, period. Like I'm over the cam links too. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Anyway, so this is my camera scene. I just drop it in there. Now, one thing that I want to show you guys again, I need to do a quick house cleaning. So I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to 86 this. I'm going to 86 all of these. And then I'm going to delete this new scene. We're going to start. If I'm on this scene and I press new scene, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see blank, right? Some of y'all are going to see this, which is just the camera. I have mine set up to never see this. I don't ever want to see this. Not a fan. I like to see blank. How do you do that? Go inside preferences, under video, default source mode, not Depeche mode. Default source mode blank. Some people have it as camera. I say leave it at blank. There's not a lot of definitive rules in Ecamm, but trust me, that's one of them. Leave it in blank. Okay? So in blank, I'm going to hit Command-Shift-B to go back to blank, right? That's up here under source. Because you can say, I don't remember these shortcut keys. Okay, cool. Don't. You can hit source and just go to blank. Command-Shift-B. Cameras Command-L. Screen shares Command-S. It's easy peasy, cover greasy, right? All right, cool. So while you're here in Command-B, first thing I need to do in this brand new room, like I just built this lovely, lovely room, is I need to lay carpet. Bam. So I drop in this picture. Here's the problem. Let's check this out. In this picture, it says show in the current scene, right? Go away, Alfred. If I put it here, when I go back to here, the carpet is missing, right? See? Carpet missing. If, make a new scene, carpet missing. So what do? We pick this up. We're going to come here. This time, we're going to pay attention to drop it in the background. Now it says show in background. So it's everywhere. It's here. It's there. It's everywhere. Da-na-na. M1 Mac Mini is in the trash. Well, not in the trash. It's in a box. It's in a box prepped to go to Anaheim. This is Mac Studio. I'm always streaming from the Mac Studio when I'm in here. So, yeah, this is Mac Studio. So there we go. That's that. Now we got the carpet laid. Now, that's going to be this scene. We're going to create this new one here, and now we're going to drop in the camera. And this time on cameras, if you see what I see, boom, here's a pencil. The pencil is the edit. We're going to take this, change it to Squircle. You got other shapes in there, but we're going to use Squircle today. We're going to come to about right here. Make a run for the border. Boom. Center. Gangster. Now, hold down the Option key with your fingy, right? See, here's my fingy. Option key. Don't double tap. Here is my Option key, right? I'm going to hold down the Option key, drag another copy, and line it up. Then I can 86 this. Okay, they line up nice and neat, right? They are nice and neat. Just make sure. Okay, cool. We're square. Now, we're going to do it. We're going to come to another overlay type. We're going to come to an overlay type over here. It says the new text overlay, right? It's a little T right here. If you hit that, right? Boom. So we're going to come out of here, hit the new text overlay. We're going to name and clade it. Add. Lordy, 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 lordy. She is 40. All right, we're going to shrink it down to about like that. We're going to take this and peel it across. All right, cool. Now, we're going to double click that. We're going to come back in and we're going to blessify this the way that it needs to be blessed. Where's my Ecamm set? Boom. Notice this real quick, folks. In here, a lot of people live in this all font situation. And this, as you know, this list can go on for miles, right? So you can build yourself a custom set with the stuff that you always use over and over and again. And then so you can have whatever fonts that is necessary for you by building yourself a custom set, right? So I think it's time for a thicker set, right? So you can build a custom set. You just, here, let's delete this one, right? We're going to minus that. Maybe it won't let me do that while I'm live. I said minus that. Oh, I see. You don't want to be like that. Let's just make a new one. Let's make a new one. And we're going to call this. Okay, boom. Here's a brand new set. So now I can go in, grab a fonts, come to the top, right? Pick something that I like. I like Mia Avenir next. Boom, drag it into that. Let's go down there and get something different. Don't be, look, folks, do not get extra cute with these fonts for the simple reason that at the size that we're going to use them, they're really, really hard to read. And it's also kind of brilliant that you get yourself typefaces that have a lot of styles or various, versions of it, because it will make your job a lot easier, right? So rather than, like, people like to do stuff and then do fake bolds and all of that stuff, and there's no need to do that. Here, I'll pick Gil Sans, one of the oldest fonts in the planet, because we made this set, right? Anyway, that's not the one I'm looking for. Boom. So you can come in here, you can check these out. And I get all of mine from Adobe, but, you do you. Google has some great stuff. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for Monster Rat. And we just drag it in there. So now we have this set up. I can just always know that if I come here, I can easily get access back to my look and feels. Okay, so let's pick a bold. Let's take this first one and go medium. There we go. And then we're going to take this guy. And then we're going to go light. No, let's go here. There you go. Now we're cooking with Pam. So, bam. Now dip out. And then it looks cool, right? There we go. I like to take some of the edge off of this corner. I need it to be a little bit less cornered. There we go. Gangster. So now what do you want to do? Absolutely. This is a good question. I had to read it like a couple times. I wasn't stuck. I had to read it a couple times to make sure I was reading it correct. So John wants to know, if you're preparing for a show, do you set up all your scenes before the show like an outline or an agenda style? Yes, 100%. I don't do outlines or agenda, but I do set up all of my scenes, right? I don't do outlines or agenda because I've been in broadcasting for 40 years. I could just do this in my sleep. But actually, I get frustrated when the nervous people ask me to come in 20 minutes early to do their outline. Because I'm like, come on, fam, I'm a professional. I can do this in my sleep. But yes, I definitely do spend some time to build all of my scenes in advance. One of the things that I also can do, which I wouldn't recommend regular folks do on a regular basis, is I'll show you how you can build something on the fly should you get stuck and you need to build something on the fly. And it's just a part of Ecamm. It's super easy to do. So John, thank you for the question. Good question. Okay, anyway, so now that I have this all set up, you guys know me. I always got to tweak it just a little bit because that's just how I roll. I'm going to do that. Do that. All right, cool. Now I'm done tweaking. Yes, and I fixed it too. Good. Keely's all famous now because Marquez and Renee shouted her out yesterday. Okay, so we're going to go over here. I just used the option drag to get it, exact duplication in a different spot. Look, let's do this. Let's say we have two different cameras. Man, that is a large head. Jeez. Whoa. You see that, guys? That little flicker, I don't know if that was the street. Oh, yes, it's flickering. Why are we flickering today? Yes. Okay, make a mental note of that. Paul, it's flickering. Okay. Anyway, we're going to just ignore that and keep rolling. Let's put this overhead to see if that also flickers, because that would be weird. Ooh, I know what to check. Let me check something. Ah, that's why it's flickering. Ha ha. Never mind. The reason why we're getting that weird flicker, people, this is something I tell you guys all the time, and I effed it up. See right now, this is 30 frames per second. I have both of my cameras set at 24. You don't want your camera set differently from your stream. On my personal stream, I have always 24. I was mucking around in Ecamm. I changed it to 30. So the reason why you see that every once in a while is because the math doesn't math, right? So every 100 frames at 30 frames a second, I'm going to have 300 holes for video to land into. But my cameras are sending 240 frames. Where in the exact... Wait. Yes, where in the exact do you suppose the camera's supposed to get the additional 60 frames from? They just can't make them up. It doesn't work. And that's why every once in a while you'll see a mistiming and it does that. That's what it's from. And people are like, oh, Ecamm just ruined my whole... No, Ecamm can count. So if your cameras are sending 24 frames a second and your stream is set up to send 30, you are missing a frame. It used to be something in the industry we call a 3-2 pull down. Whenever we brought a movie from 24 frames per second film with the sprockets on the side, and we had to convert them to VHS or convert them to ladder DVD, you had to use a special technique called 3-2 pull down in order to get the math to math, because the math can't math. You can't expect there to be 240 frames in a 10-second swatch when there's supposed to be 300. You got to do something with the extra 60, right? So that's why, that's where it's coming from. So don't freak out. Just ignore it today. We're here to learn how to use the program. Don't freak out about every once in a while max headroom. It's what it is. Now you have been properly scienced. There you go, Keely. I got all science on you again. Okay, no inside jokes on the stream, damn it. We are here and we did that. What it was, Roy, is that for Tom, he had to something in his setup, because I've been doing 24 and it's fine. So something in his setup, put it on 30 frames per second and you'll be gold. That's it. That was the follow up of the video. It wasn't an actual like Streamer X situation. It was something else. Well, it is a Streamer X situation in the fact that it needs to smell 30. So that was his fix, is to put it on 30. Your M1 base model is absolutely fine on the Streamer X. It completely works. It's not doing a lot, right? We used cam links all the way back on Core i5s and they were fine. It's not doing a lot, right? And he was doing that at 4K 30. So it's just a USB bus situation. So if you set it to 30 frames per second or just drop it down to 1080, you'll probably won't have any bugs. If you run it at 4K, make sure you run it at 30. Anyway, this is not the road demo, damn it. This is the Ecamm demo. Y'all stop messing with me. All right, well, I forgot what the heck I was doing. I know what we was doing. We was doing this. Okay, so we're over here. Boom. It's going down. This very instantaneous. This is exactly what we're doing. Jean-Michel. Is it John Michael or Jean-Michel? I'm sorry, I had to do my French accent, which is absolutely horrible. There's no such thing as a typical show, by the way. This is a very good question as well. No such thing as a typical show. Your show is your show. You do whatever the you want. Don't press the right button, Doc. So yeah, what I build is exactly what you're about to see. That is exactly what I build, and I'm building it right now. I just got to stop talking to Roy and Keely. They will be fine. They're my friends. I can't help it. So what I'm going to build today is exactly that. Here's a fantastic conversation, though. J2M. A lot of people want Ecamm to have templates, right? And we've been thinking about this. We've been going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I personally am an anti-template guy because I can tell you this verbatim. When I see a show produced on a couple of the other platforms, I know exactly what platform it was produced on right away. Why? Because they use templates. And if you remember PowerPoint back in the day, you just knew it was PowerPoint right away because nobody does anything to the templates. They just take the templates and run. So all shows look exactly the same. So that takes your personality of being hyphenated. Your hyphenated personality is instantly out the window. What makes you you is the picture, the smile, the hyphen, the three names like a serial killer. That's the stuff that makes you you. If you just take a template and run with it, that's gone. All of your flavor is out the window. You make potato salad at certain picnics, right? And so me personally, I know it's more work not to have a template, but I think it's better because it will allow you to put your personality into the show. No. Never that. Even when I do it on IG, I leave it at 16:9 because IG switches automatically. Anyway, so where did I put that? I do have a link of the basics that you can download and play with. I forgot what I did with it. John Michael, I will find it in a second and I will show it to you. I do have a framework kind of set up for a typical podcast. But anyway, so here we go. So my typical podcast or typical show, right, is this. And then there's a scene where there's myself and a guest. So I come here and I'm going to change the guest information. Ooh. Okay, bam. So now, what else do we do? I like to bring in a little graphic. It's going to come in humongous. You just unembiggen it to size. Oh, do yourself a favor and make sure you don't grab the wrong window. So I'm going to get it to about like that. Populate it over here. And then I'm going to grab another graphic and unembiggen it to size. I like to put it right here. And then, bam. There we go. Now we are cooking with Pam. So we have the host and the guests, and this is all you need to do. So here's something that's cool. I want to show you this, really important. This will help you not have issues. Come over here to this section. We got all of these pieces, right? This piece doesn't need to be there because that'll make it confusing. So we have all these pieces. This makes up the show. You got the camera and the name and the logo for this set, the camera and the name and the logo for this set. But look, the hierarchies are all weird because just the way I built it, right? So come over here, press on this bottom folder. This bottom folder says create a new group. Bam, that makes a group. So I'm going to take and stick in camera A. I know camera A is connected to my name. Notice the name must be above the camera because if it's behind, it's behind the camera, you know what I mean? And then the logo needs to be on top of all of that. Take that group, link it together, rename this sucker. Bam. Now it is linked, right? So we're going to drop that over here, click right here, bam, drop a new group. Throw in the camera. Throw in the name, throw in the logo, link it together. Bam. Now, what happens? If I turn off host, boop, back together, boop, all stays together, all together now, right? So a couple other things you can do. I tend to don't do it as much anymore, but hey, you do you. So you can click on this little box, go to transition and fly from the right. And I'll click on this little box, go to transition, fly from the left. And then I'll click on this little box, go to transition, fly from the bottom. Booyaka. I'll click on this little box, go to transition, fly from the bottom. Booyaka. Go to the little dog. And I'm going to have the dog come in from the top. And then I'm going to have the Ecamm come in from the top. Okay, so what does that do? When I'm here, when I go over here, doo, snoop, there you go. That's all it is. It just adds a little bit of sauce. Me, I don't do that a lot. If I was going to do it, I would do it like once or twice in the show. But if I have to switch back and forth a lot, I would take one of these and I'll do host plus guest and then put TR, and then I'd make another version without the transitions and just be cognizant of which one I switch to. Because again, if every time you switch back and forth from here to here, it's gonna drive people batty. Okay, but the first time is woo, it's kind of cool. After that, just make a duplicate copy of this scene by coming down here, pressing on duplicate, and then put no TR, right? And then just come in here and remove all of the transitions. None. I wish more people did this, but they don't. It's fixed position on the text box. So the rest of them is called none, just so you understand there's two different verbiages, right? And then change this to none, and then change this one to none. Okay, so now if I'm here and I go to this particular scene, I get the transitions. If I go to this scene, there's nothing. So now if I go back to host and I hit command backspace, I just come back to guest. I can go host, guest, and every once in a while I want to do something swanky, woo, right? And then you come back, you can just switch it on the fly because it's not going to do anything. You could even set a timer that after you run this, automatically jump to the next. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, just thought I'd bring that to your attention. All right, let's get into the next thing that John Michael wants us to see. We're going to take this, right? I'm going to come back over here to this no transposition. I'm going to click on my host application. I'm going to press, actually, I'm going to take both of these. I'm going to take both of these and I'm going to copy them. I'm going to use Command C. See my fingers over here? Command C. copy. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna have this new scene. I'm gonna hit Command V to paste them. I am going to delete the name and the logo for both my host and guests. Right? So I'm gonna delete the name and the logo. And now, unlike these, I don't know how these guys got stuck together, but I'm going to shrink this to about right here. I'm going to stick this one over here, keep it even, Steven, and shrink it to about right there. So they're even, right? Populate those. Now, just like JM said, we're going to click on Screen Share Overlay. Notice it's the one that looks like an iMac icon. Poop, bam, put it right there. I love it when you do it right there. Right, I'm going to embiggen it to size. Open up my Keynote. Keynote, hurry up. All right, there you go. So I'm going to open up this presentation right here. Give it a second. Boom, here's my Keynote. Now, important point. Under play, make sure you have it set for in a window, not full screen. You want in a window. That's the important sauce. So that way, when you press play here, you actually get it in the window, which is this window here, which I'm going to pick up and move to the other screen for a second. Right? And then this is your speaker situation. Right? The reason why that's important is when I come to here and I go to primary display, I can go down to Keynote and pick the actual Keynote. You know what I mean? And if you don't want it to have any border, then easy. All you need to do is come in here on your window and hold down the Option key again and close the borders in. Just crop that sucker till you get a perfect 16 by 9-ish. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect, let's be real. And then you can re-embiggen this so that it fits, and then now we're good. Okay? So, if I'm here, here's my slides, here's my notes. All of the stuff is here, but I am able to go in here and change slides, jump around. People are like, I want to be able to jump from here back to slide. You can jump all you want because you're looking at your notes in your display. But your presentation, what the planet will see is only this, right? The planet won't see everything else. So if I dip out of live demo mode for a second, boom, now you're watching my presentation. Hi, I'm Doc Rock. I'm community manager at the Ecamm Network, right? Today, we're going to be talking about finding your unique voice, telling your story, and how to connect deeper. There will be quince and avocado at the end, right? Let's talk about reality. Paul is very far removed from reality. There you go. So there you go. So simple, easy pie, and it just makes your life so much better. Okay. So now I'm gonna remember what I just did there, and I want to name this scene properly. Oh, by the way, just in case somebody asking, PowerPoint is exactly the same. Okay, so don't freak. All right, I'm gonna take this particular and I'm gonna duplicate it. And I'm going to call this one browser plus HNG. Okay, so now we're going to be on the browser scene and we're going to come hither and let's look at, let me bring this here. Boom. All right, so I got my browser ready. I'm just going to click on the pencil, select Chrome. There's my browser, and then we're gonna go like this. Make sure your cookies are set. Okay, so this is what my browser scene looks like. I got myself. Let's go ahead and put my guest over here today. So I got myself and the guest here. My guest is Mr. Side Big Head, and yeah, so you can use your browser. You're good to go. All right, we're gonna take this one step further. I'm gonna duplicate this particular scene again, and let's call it HNG, and this time, widget. Now I'm going to remove this browser. Now watch this trick. This is where we get cool. On here, here's a globe. New widget. Boop. I'm going to put the widget there. I am going to set this bad boy at 1920 by 1080, and then hit high resolution and keep it running, right? And then I'm gonna say add the widget overlay.
So you fancy adding a bit of branding to your Zoom calls, do you? Something like this?
Providing resilient solar energy
you weren't
takes a
supposed to do
resilient
that.
company.
Go
While
back.
hundreds
So you fancy adding a bit of...
All right, there we go. So what I did in this particular case is I brought in Monsignor Adrian as a widget as opposed to a browser page. In this particular instance, I am running this page exactly in the widget. So, for instance, I can't click this banner thing off. I have to come down here to the bottom and click on the pencil, the fingy. You turn the fingy to blue. Now you can interact with it. So I can dismiss this. Another thing I can do, for instance, is put this on theater mode, right? Or put it on full screen. And now I have full control. I can play Drian.
branding to your Zoom calls, do you? Something like this?
And I can pause Drian, right? If I need to move this window, I need to turn off the finger, and then now I can pick it up and move it, adjust it, do whatever, right? So if I have this situation where I want to play a YouTube video in my stream, I wouldn't do that. But if I had a situation where I want to do that, I can actually do it as a browser page. Here's another instance, right? I could click on this bad boy, say I want to train you how to done something in the old, let's see, let me do one. This may or may not work because you have to be logged in. Some things when you try to log them in don't log in properly, other things do. But let's just suppose in supposition, we come in here, we hit that, we save, browser's gonna rethink, and now we're here. Right now, I can't interact with the page, but if I click this, I can interact with the page, and then I can hit launch the app, and it's going to ask me, do I want to, like log in or whatever, and then I can get in. But otherwise, I have a functioning page. Everything works just like I'm using an actual web page. Sometimes that's easier, especially for you people who work on a smaller screen. You have opportunity to do it that way. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. Let's investigate what you folks are speaking on. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I kind of sort of just did. What's up, PK? Yeah, I'll show you some more. I always do that. Who do you think taught them that? Let me ask you this question. Who do you think taught them that? Let me show you what Roy is speaking about here. If I click on the text box here, and then you'll notice if I press on crayons, right? Look at my color palette, right? But look, let's take it a step further. I have a palette here called LGL Palette, and there's all of the colors that I use in my LGL Palette. I also have one called Ecamm, and these are the basic colors that we use in the standard low color space Ecamm. And then we have Ecamm Extended, and then there it is, right? So you can easily build yourself a custom color palette all you want, you know what I'm saying? So any way you want to, any way you need it, any way you want it, you can build yourself a custom palette. And once you have it, look, it's very easy to, create another one or rename them to whatever. Like all of this stuff is here. So I normally just make a new palette, put in the colors that I want, and then I'll actually put the little chiclets, in order down here so that I can grab them when I need to grab them. So there you go. Good call, Roy. I have videos on my channel where I've showed people how to make that. It's Mac 101. It's been around since OS 10.1. It's not a new thing. Most people just don't be reading instructions. Do graphics stick to lower thirds? If you do what I did. So, for instance, if I make a lower third here, there's like, and then I went like that, and then I am big in this, and then I came over here and grabbed me a graphic, and I unembiggen said graphic, right? Let's do it like this. All right, so these two, if I try to move this, boom, we got us an issue, correct? But if I create a group and I stick in the old Xstreamer, stick in the new thing, name this by now, and then link them together, they are now stuck. Right? So, by now, for a limited time, just $1.99. Okay, let's just add this. And come over here and put an asterisk. And turn off the background. We're going to make it fine print. Put it right there. All I need to do, stick it in the group. And then boom, stuck together. Flash. King of the universe. There you go. The sound effects do not come with it. Boom, boom. Yo, what's up, Big? Long time no see. Appreciate you for showing up today. I'm gonna tell everything, Kills. I'm gonna tell everything. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. Lion, Coke, Kona Coffee, Cola. So Lion makes Kona Coffee. You understand? Class, phylum, genome, spectrum. Send me an email. We will get you squared away. Witches don't respect. It does, actually. So let me go back and show you, because I think that is a key point. It drives me crazy. I am with you, Roy. It drives me insanity. Check this out. Did you know? Did you know you can get back to the all your earls that you might have gone to in a previous locale? You can just go here and go Earl, and then it'll put it back. And so now you go like this. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm one of the AI voices from Revoicer.
Everybody got time for
I can be.
So all you gotta do is come over here.
So you
press sign in, and then populate your email. Oh, I see. It doesn't like my shortcut though. Okay. Poof. Doo, doo, doo. Put in the password. Hold on. I just thought of something. I'm not that dumb. Watch this, John Michael. I'm going to press preview mode so that you guys can see this. And then I'm going to turn off. If I go back to here, this is what you guys will see when I turn off live demo mode. Okay, now I can put back on live demo mode, and you didn't get to see me typing in passwords because I'm not that stupid. Many people have screwed that up before. So, yeah, that's what I mean, John Michael, by being able to fix something on the fly. All you do is press the preview mode, and as you do things in preview mode, they're not live until you hit publish, right? So now that I'm signed in, I can go ahead and I don't need to do that right now. And then select the channel.
So you fancy adding a bit of branding to you?
Boom, YouTube Premium Player. Boom. So if I were to do something like move this window, John Michael, notice that in the program window, it's the same until I press publish, right? So that's how you could build a scene on the fly if you had to build something and nobody would need to see, and then you just come back out of here, and now they're back together to be real. To be real. Ooh, your love's for real. Boom, new scene. Okay, so in this particular case, we're going to do something different. We're going to answer PK's question because, you know, PK up in the building. So let's go back to browser. And we're going to click here. And we're going to go overlay.uno. Boom, here it is. Overlays.uno. Why are you not fitting? What is wrong with you? Oh, I know why. Because I cropped this thing. Hold on, let me do something. I'm going to delete this real quick and just make the next one and put it back on Chrome. I cropped it when I was messing with Keynote, and that, you know, just sauces up the flavor a little bit. All right, cool. Let's bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right. So here's my overlay.uno. This is where you can get all the myriad overlays like ticker tape parades and all of these kind of things, right? If you're into this sort, don't do that. If you're into this sort of thing, you can come here and pick any one of these styles you want. I got some that I've already messed with and, you know, have used for my own personal situations. I do need to check if Uno has me logged in. And no, it does not. So there's a problem. Oh no, it has me logged in. Okay, just checking. So these are my overlays right here. So if I were to grab this particular set, all I need to do, for those of you who really don't want to build anything, you can't really do it, but I just copy this URL, booyaka, and then come back over to this scene here, booyaka, hit on the widget, paste, boom. Again, I like to do mine to 1920. 1080. You don't have to do this. It's your business. Ain't no business like show business. Hit that. And it's going to build. All right, now I'm going to put this in the top. Taking it from the top. Tippy. And then pull this down. And then I have my whole thing. If I hide my icons, right? I'm all there. So now what I'm going to do, take my widget, stick it under my camera for a second, just so that I can find out where I want to be. I'm going to hit this and I'm going to do what? So what do I want to do? I'm going to go back to 16:9 and populate this bad boy to be basically full screen. Not quite, almost. There we go. And then stick the widget back on top. And now we are gravy. See? Whole showgram just with the widget. Dun, 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 dun. So if I were over here on the side, I could change things on my widget just by pressing buttons in this web page. That's on overlay.uno. I could change my lower third to put things down here in the bottom. Right now, it's showing this information. Let me do this real quick. This is only for demonstration purposes. Select all of this, paste this, boom, and then turn my ticker on and off. And now we got updated ticker. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. All right. So this is my updated ticker. You like my ticker, PK? I just gotta say, Paul, I know you love my ticker now, player. I hate the program window. Move out of my way. All right. So there you go. There you go. That is how you do it. You literally just come in, you're editing things on the web page, and that is all you need to do. This is one of the things I really do like about using this. So if I come back to my browser, you'll see there's my web page, and I just updated the ticker over here to just throw in some Hawaiian lyrics real quick, and boom. Just check in Paul if he remembers the Alelo o Hawaii. Boom. What's up, USA live stream? How are you doing? Actually, I forgot where I learned that. I think that was an old trick back in my graphic design days, because you got certain clients that you just do their stuff over and over again. You just build the palettes, because remembering all of those stupid colors is crazy. I also use a really neat app called SIP, which I think everybody should check out. It's part of Set app. It's part of Set app if you have Set app, but SIP is a game changer because it allows you to do the same thing. You can build your palettes, and it even remembers histories of stuff that you've copied with an eyedropper. And this is how I actually exported my palettes, so that like my Ecamm Extended, like if I wanted to export that sucker, I could export it as an Apple color list, and I just, sent it to where people can grab it. So it's a dope app. It's part of Set app. If not, it's pretty cheap. Boom. Absolutely. Of course, it has to. Otherwise, it wouldn't work, because all colors are made of R, G, and B, or C, M, Y, and K. It is exactly how it works. Boom. Click the pencil. Push the button. Bah. Here. R, G, B, hex. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Ma-na-na-na-na-na-na. That's exactly how it works. It couldn't work any other way. You funny, Paul. You are funny. Absolutely. It actually wouldn't be gas. It would be putting water in your gas, because you already have a device that is stronger than. It's the opposite direction. This is the little children of the big one. Yes, that's what it is. Let me put this in terms that you will understand. This is a piccolo. What you already have is a clarinet and alto sax. Piccolo. Not even piccolo. Maybe recorder. Like plastic recorder. There you go. Playing with widgets a lot of hidden gems. And 100%, especially when you need to show something on a site. With all intention, people build these sites hoping that everything is in a manner that the user is going to be. But all sites have weird little idiosyncrasies. And sometimes the easiest way to show it is to do it. And the widget way of using the site is a little bit different than the screen share way, because the interaction is more real, I guess. So yeah, I tend to use that a lot. Ooh. I'm glad you got it. Let's see. Uno's overlays. Boom. There you go. PK got it. Easy peasy, cover greasy. That is also a simple one. Let me give you the answer to that. I knew you would get that one. A piccolo. All right, so Trey, my boy Alex has a dope video on this. There's a couple different ways you can do it. Moom is probably the easiest. M-O-O-M. Yeah, I said it. M-O-O-M. It's probably the easiest way to do it. There's also another one called Brain Stuck. brain is stuck. Window Manager X. That's why my brain is stuck, because it's a stupid title. Anyway, so if you use Moom, really dope. You can set it up. Like, I know Alec is weird. He has it set up with a program called Keyboard Maestro. So he goes in the Keyboard Maestro and he says, I am doing a Zoom call, and all the windows move how you need them. Because even for me, when I'm doing a Zoom call, which I try not to do, but when I have to do them, I need to put the people in the little chiclet boxes over here. I need to put the speaker person on a separate window onto my confidence monitor, which is here, disconnected at the moment, right? Because I don't have a filter to fit on the ZVE1 with the kit lens. I should just put the real lens on and be done, but got to be difficult. So, normally I got to put the people that's speaking onto this bad boy, and then I switch my Ecamm up so that I don't need as much things on my Ecamm window, right? So it will remember all of those placements and settings and what's open and whatnot. So if he switches it to I need to record a video, it's going to rearrange things. And if he switches it to I need to just do a live stream, it'll rearrange things. So with an application like Moom, you can do that and sort of remember where it is. Ecamm remembers where your windows are laid out, but it doesn't remember them as per profile. So if you want to see that, I would drop a feature request. Just send an email or drop it into the Facebook group on the feature request. That window placement sticks with profile might be a good one. I just leave mine the same. I don't really mess with them. But when I do a Zoom call, however, I just make it so that it goes to the back and leave the Zoom in the front, because otherwise I just always forget. But yeah, you can do that. So Moom is helpful. The other one I believe is called Window Manager X. I think most people just use Moom. I mean, it's 10 bones. It comes with SetApp, if I remember correctly. I use SetApp because SetApp gives you all of these little $5 and $10 tools you need all the time, but it's just part of the deal. You know what I mean? It's no longer in SetApp. Dumb. Yeah, they got Mosaic. Mosaic is the new one they have over here, which has a 95% thumbs up rating, but it does the same thing as Moom. It moves all your windows around and keeps them however you need them. So, cool stuff. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. There it is. There it is. Man, Paul is quick. Look, also, Trey, if Melvin can use Moom, you'll be good to go. I'm joking, Melvin. I'm joking. Yes, that's the part I forgot. He has it set up on the Stream Deck too, Trey. So like, if you say you're doing a stream and in the middle of the stream you need to move a bunch of stuff just to do this one particular piece, you can hit the Stream Deck button and everything goes to where it goes, and then you hit it again and comes back together. So yes, thank you, Melvin. I take back all of the stuff I said about you now, because yes, them hotkeys is like boom, 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 boom. There we go. What else? All right, let's do something else. We covered that. Camera switch, yeah, covered that. Oh, let me show you this comments windows thing. This is important. So when you guys come over here, Paul is always telling you folks, make sure that you queue up your comments and reactions with a queue. And here's the reason why. Because when I come here, I can just hit that and find all of the questions to make sure that we didn't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? Right? So there's that. And if I didn't do that, I can just be like, boom, I can hit that as a favorite question. I can hit that as a favorite question. Jeremy, I can hit that, right? You know, and then so when I come back, I can just click on favorites, and now I can say what's up to Sandy, After you finish with that one, you can uncheck the star, say what's up to Melvin. After you finish that, uncheck the star, say what's up to Germs. After you finish with that, uncheck the star. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much easier in here. And I've already addressed that Roy is a troublemaker. So there you can uncheck the star. The other thing that's cool is in YouTube, if you're streaming only to YouTube, you can answer back. Boom. YouTube does allow for answering back, whereas the other platforms just do not. Don't know why. It's just how it is. So comments and reactions is one of the reasons why we do that. The other thing that you'll notice is there is a little 9 next to the thim over here. And then that's rude because that means 50% of y'all ain't pressed the dang like button, which is just dirty. I'm just saying. I don't come to your house and don't eat your mama cornbread. I'm just saying, that's rude. So when this actually emotes when someone presses the button like that. There you go. It causes the emote to pop out, right? So that's one of the things that you can do. Also, you'll notice that in here I have this set up so you can see like how much folks is watching or whatever, and then how many thumbs. So you can put that there. Earlier, I had turned off my panels, so now it's clean. You go like that, then it stays there and it doesn't really go away. So that's just some of the options that you can do if you like to keep your panels in. There actually is a new situation in which we hide the window controls like that. So there is that. Let me come back out. All right, now we're cooking with Pam. Hank, don't mess with my cornbread, Hank. Them is fighting words. I thought you was a gentleman of the South. You know you do not mess with folks' cornbreads. All right, so a couple other things to show you. This is, to me, probably one of the dopest things we changed when we went to Ecamm 4.0. This is hands down my favorite feature because I am forever moving things and testing things, okay? So if you notice over here on my camera switcher, let me rearrange how I did that. Can I do it this way? Yes. You'll notice on my camera switcher, these are my current sources right now. But CamLink 4K, which you normally have connected, is loose right now. It's just hanging in the wind. I connected the 6600 to the streamer, to the Game Capture H60D. I can't read. Then I connected the ZV-E1, E as in Echo 1, to the Streamer X. And I have the Insta360 link up there. It's just crooked because I didn't reset it. And then my guest, if they were to call in, would be there. And then I have my camo camera for if I want to use my phone. What happens is I'm always moving stuff around, plugging. Like the other day, this was a ZV-E1. I mean, this, not a ZV-E1, a ZV-1, one of these, right? But I just switched up cameras. And in the process of doing that, let's check the product focus on this. Oh, dang, that's good. That is good. Wow. Anyway, these sources just change and the names change, and that gets to be real irritating. So I use this guy. So that way I can say I want camera A to be the Streamer X. Normally, camera A is the 4K. So when I added it today, all I had to do was just change that. I didn't have to go through a bunch of rigmaroles. Then over here, I changed this camera C to the HD60, right? I got this over here also as the AC60 camera E, and I have this as the Streamer X again. And you know what I'm saying? So here's why this is good in the hood. If I were to press on this particular button here, I can take the zoom and pan and turn it off. So now you notice that these are the same. But if I press this one, I'll put the zoom and pan on, and I'll stick this one to black and white. And then now, you know what I mean? It's just a whole different look, right? Even though I'm using the same interface. So to me, the camera switcher is more functional than most people would know, right? So if I wanted to just come in here and do something like this, what's up, people? You're looking at the side of my melon. Here, let's do this. Warriors, can you come out and play? Anybody remember that? Right? So if I was going to go back in my old radio days and do like my little radio show or something of that nature, you know, I might set it up something like this. Be like, you're listening to the sounds of WECM, Ecamm Live, 101.9 on your radio dial. So that's the reason why I like the camera switcher, because when I set my scenes up, even if I send it to somebody else, come on, Hank, 10 extra points for Hank because he knows what's up. That is my joint. Can you dig it? Hank, you just specified that you're old too. That's all. If you set your show up and you want to send it to somebody else, then you could, right? You could build a show and send it to somebody else. They're just going to go into their A/B thing and select the right cameras, and it's not stuck. What's cool about that too is as you move to a different, situation, maybe you rented cameras or you went somewhere else, it's very easy to rebuild your scenes now because of the camera switcher. So I think it's very important that you get a hang on this and sort of learn about it. These other little hamburger buttons over here, what they are for is it allows me to send this particular camera to the little monitor. So when I'm using my teleprompter, I can send any camera to this. Oftentimes what I'll do is I'll send the guest to this. So if I have Paul on as a guest, I'll put Paul here. And so because Paul is normally like over here, right? I can see directly onto here. Oh, stop crashing into stuff. No, it is there. It is there. Same place it always been. Audio, mic delay. Right there. I love it when you do it. I love it when you do it. What happens if we go all the way to 30? Let's see how weird that looks. Okay. Now we have the mic delay moved all the way to 30. Actually, it's not going to be here. It's going to be in the recorded stream. So anyway, if I look at this stream back after, it's going to be really weird at that one particular point. It's like a whole second behind. Like, hey. So you think you know something about my Kung Fu. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like Kung Fu action theater movies from when we were kids. Alrighty then. Scott, you are welcome, sir. Novice questions. If you have an RCP, isn't this? I think you just. That's the same thing Melvin said. So don't worry, you might have disappeared. They can't even work together. What'd the thing call? Hold on, let me get my brains to work. If I take this guy and I attempt to plug in this guy, it will say you can only have one device at a time. So I've disconnected this because I have to pack it up and take it to Anaheim for our show. So I disconnected so I can clean it today and take it on the road. And yeah, so you can't even run them both at the same time. If you have a RCP1, maybe is worth upgrading to the Streamer X because the Streamer X is more close to the RCP2, which has some features and things that you're just not going to have. One of the dopest parts of the X to me is when you come here, I can say streaming, presentation, video call, gaming, and do different setups for each and switch them around on the fly, right? I'm going to break this, maybe, but if I was going to go to do a video call, I would do something like that, and then I might have mucked it up. You put it back. It just kind of adjust the way the situation is. For instance, like I don't want to hear anything coming out of my camera. I want my camera separate. If I turn my camera up, you're going to have weird sounds because you're going to hear it 2 times. Give me the net 1 time. Right? And that's because the microphone on the camera, man, the Sony camera mic is actually pretty good. Wow. This is the E1. Hold on. Hello? Actually, that is pretty good. Don't do that though. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. No, it won't be. It's a lesser product, right? It's lower in the food chain. The advantage on the Streamer X is the built-in capture card as opposed to needing a secondary capture card. That's the only advantage. They're kind of sort of the same. Sorry, brain gets stuck. They're kind of sort of the same, but no, me personally, I don't know if I would ever. This is the bomb. The bomb. The only thing that the Duo has different from this is smaller. It's smaller and compact. So for this particular show that I'm doing, actually I couldn't use the Duo because I need 4 channels. I have 4 mics in this particular show. But normally I would love to travel with the Duo. So when I get the Duo, it's going to just come with me to Creator Camp. And, you know, when I go places like that, I will take it because it's so tiny and easy to carry around. And same with the Streamer X. My Streamer X will probably become my backpack device just because when I go to the hotel, I have the HDMI. I got a place to plug in a grown-up microphone. And I got them a little pads because I used to use the fruity language. So, yeah, that's it. This question ain't got no cue, Trey. Dang it. Actually, I don't think so. And it's not Ecamm's problem. That's a Mac OS problem. We don't care. So we don't have anything in the software that specifies how much cameras you got or whatever. That's just not us. We don't care. Mac OS won't really do that. And part of the reason is because you can only, how do I put this? Imagine trying to get all of this here water through a tube the size of the pen, right? So if this had a hole in it and this was full and I tried to dump this out all at once through this little tube, it's just going to gluck, 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 because there's not enough room for this to come through, right? See, Trey, now you just messed up my head. I'll tell you why. Hold on. Hold on. Because that's different, though. Let's try something. See, this guy right here is come over messing up my show. This is my ZV1, right? So let's just do it. We're going to do real-time action. Soon as the microphone fluffy thing over here, it gets in the way of the thing. Oh, I see. This bad boy has no power. However, I do have the cable. So let's see. Now we're doing real life stuff. Is there a way to put a video file as an overlay without taking up the whole entire screen? Absolutely makes sense. And you're only allowed to ask questions on Wednesday. Here's a video file, right? You can see because it says video MP4. Drop it into the overlay section, right? And it's going to say, hey, why did you not let, I'm sorry, I didn't let it go good. My bad. Drop it into the overlay section. It's going to say, do you want to add it as an automated overlay? Yes. Boom. Video file as an overlay. Now, you're going to notice it has no sound, right? And that's because the format just doesn't allow that. So all you do, take that, delete that, take that, delete that, delete that. Bring it in as a WebM and do the same thing. Drop it in here. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so what you're looking at right now, hopefully, you picked the wrong video, ding dong. Shelly Belly.
Hey everyone, it's Shelly from Shelly Saves the Day.
Now it's working.
I want to send some special love out to my Ecamm fam. You guys know how much I love you all. I love your product and I love being an affiliate with you as well. I have to say, being an affiliate with Ecamm not only is a great...
There you go. That's it. So as long as there's a webcam, you have to drag it on. If you drag it in the window and just turn it loose, it's going to try to take over the whole thing. But if you put it here...
Hey everyone, it's Shelly from Shelly Saves the Day.
So
I want to send some special love out...
If you drop it in the panel, it'll be straight. Okay. Hopefully this works. USB can be fickle at times on this particular setup, but let's see. And the only reason why this would act dumb is I have a lot of USB things plugged in. So yeah, USB is fickle like that. Everything wants to be on a USB. So at one point or time in your streaming contingency, you're going to have to come up with, do I really want to connect this via USB? Because if you have a bunch of stuff unnecessary, like you have lights, you know, everyone says, oh, get the Elgato lights because they're so cool. No, because they connect to USB and it steals more power from your USB bus. And you only have so much data can go through that bus before it starts cracking up, right? So I'm going to say whenever you can avoid it, you want to avoid it. All right. Give that camera a second to load up, Trey. The battery was fully dead. So I am going to connect this dude right here via that cable. Okay? Then this dude, which is the A7R4, battery should be gold. I'm going to connect via the USB other cable. Ooh, that definitely turned on because I heard it make noise. Get money. Get money. Sorry. Tupac just popped in my head. All right, so now we're going to connect A74 via the USB. And, you know, there has been a lot of talk about the picture quality coming through the USB cable as opposed to the HDMI cable. And, yes, it is coming in lower, but it's coming from a full-frame camera, fam. I think it's negligible. I think people are high. It says the output resolution and frame rate will be 720/30. All right, cool. It says the frame rate can be changed if you connect with a super speed cable. I have that, but unfortunately, it's not recognizing. So also remember, don't buy cheap cables. All right, so now I've added this. And we're going to take this one, camera C, right? And then boom. So here's that. So this is the A74. All right. And we'll just point it over here. This lens is massive, so it's not going to focus properly, but boom, there's the A74. Let's see, will you turn on yet? Nope, battery still. Oh, it's coming. All right, so here is no, that one's battery is still mad. Hold on, give it a couple more seconds. But that works. So yeah, I think it'll work. I think it'll work. in breaking things. Yes. Believe it or not, you vibes, the background is gray. I'm using the lights actually change the color. Of all of the various ones, you picked the one that I like the least. It's just weird. I think that camo is the best, but most people panic on camo because it's $40, but it's $40 because it's the best. I think the second dopest one is Michael's, which is shoot. I think Michael charges like $8. I don't know. I forget. If they're the exact same model, they will swap around from time to time. Okay, but does that affect the camera switcher, Roy? That's the question. Get money. I have an extra battery. Let's see if it's alive. Man, this is a good test tray. But if you warn a brother, get it, Bugs Bunny, Warner Brother? If you warn a brother, I would have had the battery charged. I haven't used this one because I got the new camera, and because of the new camera's been going out with me every day, my going out camera hasn't been going out. There it is. Okay. Now we're going to go to start USB streaming, unplug the cable. Okay. Execute USB streaming first. Hit the trash can. Nope. Cancel. USB streaming mode. Oh, you know what's fun is when you go from a camera that has touchscreen to going back to one that doesn't have touchscreen, it messes you up. Aha, that's why. Ding dong. There we go, there we go. Sorry, people, almost there. Get money. All right, now plug this baby in. Okay, so this is also streaming. And let's take this one and switch it to that one. All right. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Don't do that. So there's a ZV-1. So yes, Trey, you can do it. I just never did it because I never had a reason to. But yeah, it totally works. And if I were to fire up my iPhone with camo, that'll work too. So yeah, you're good to go. It was experiment in practice, but a famous DJ Premier said, "Give the people what they want." Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen. So yes, you can set them all up via, right? Now, again, really weird. Everyone says that the USB ones, like the quality is somehow different. Maybe if you have a Canon, because of my Sony, them joints is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at that detail. Here, let's do something. Since we are here doing experimentations, Let's check out the detail. Look at that. Right down to the millimeters, fam. Right down to the millimeters. Why did you press the zoom? Back out. Clean. Clean as a whistle. Yeah, that's clean. Don't knock that over. Somebody's high. I'm just here to tell y'all, whoever said whatever they said, they was lying to folks. Because that, my friends, is clean as a whistle. It normally has to do with you not having enough light in your situation for what you're trying to do. At this particular, I'm gonna have to go bigger. Okay. Yep. Damn, super clean. Super clean. So yes, you can absolutely do what you said, Trey. Thank you for making me test it out. nice work of the emoji action. That's pretty good. Yes. 100%. Super simple. How are you powering it? Oh, you don't need webcam utility for Ecamm, bro. So that's where you might be running into a problem because it's Canon. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna stop that. Gretchen's not here to defend her honor today. You can see I have, different brand. Just saying. All of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minutes, 4, 8. Sorry. Look, let's add one more since we out here cooking with Pam. All 5 of these bad boys would just work with no utility. You don't have to. I think you might be causing a conflict with the camera utility. So if possible, try remove it, see what you get. I think the camera utility is never expecting there to be multiple choice. And so that might be what's giving you the drama. And just tell Kanan to save the drama for, where her name is. That might work. This is going to be super silly. I don't even have a place to put this. Oh, there you go. I just accidentally pressed the button like a donkey. This one, battery dead. Yo, see, Trey, you done started something. You like Michael Jackson up here. You want to be starting something. I'm going to see how many Sonys can you connect via USB to one machine. 5. The answer is 1. 2. Sorry. You guys caught me on one of those Fridays where, tired, been through the mud and back. Okay. Let's see. Let's point this one somewhere over here. And here we go. I'm running out of cameras. Oh, you know what? Check this out. Placeholder plus. Add a placeholder. And then, look. ZVE 10. We are cooking with Pam, fam. We are cooking with Pam. So we have all of them. All of them. Plus, let's click this one. Get money. Not that camera. Which camera should we use? Filmic Pro. Filmic This is going to be the world's longest Ecamm demo because Doc was messing around with Trey and doing something stupid. Let's see. Yes, I do. It's right there. See, we out here kicking with cameras. Come on. Come on. Since we out here kicking it with cameras, it's the 360 in the building. Man, Filmic Pro is taking a long time to load. There it goes. Oh, I see. It was doing some kind of update. You know what it really is? Filmic Pro is checking to see that I paid. That's what it was doing. Okay, so let's take this guy. Look, Trey, we running out of space, homie. Let's see. Let's just be that guy. Make them all even Steven. And then boom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USB cameras connected simultaneously, plus the cam link. And I'm actually missing one. Hold up. Wait a minute. Boom. There. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USB, 2 under the HDMI. And that, my friends, is the power of Ecamm. Yo, okay, there's a difference. Okay, can we cover this real quick? Roy, you bring up a very important statement. And I think this is where people get their whole party situation type broken. This is where people get their feelings hurt. The C90 920, there we go. The C920, sorry, you know me, I gotta do things the correct way because it is what it is. All right, so there's a big difference. Everyone, please pay attention to this. The C920 is a webcam. I know that sounds weird, but the C920 is a webcam. Nothing else over here is a webcam. Well, except this one. That's a webcam. So if you notice, inside Ecamm, on the bottom, listen, as I scroll through my cameras here, let's come to the top. If I go to camera A, right, I have this use max resolution thing. Why? Because it sees the Streamer X as a webcam, which is weird, right? This use max resolution button is on. Hey, look, that also cleared up some of the trippiness. If I turn that off, then I get the trippiness again. Okay, so use max, it sees the Streamer X as a webcam, which is weird because it shouldn't. That's something I'll talk to Rode about. When I come over here to this, it sees this as a webcam, right? So if I press that, we're good. So now I'm at Insta360, everything is gravy. But that button goes away. There's no more of that on any of the rest of these cameras because these are not webcams. You see what I'm saying? So only time you see the use max resolution is for whatever reason, it sees it as a webcam. Now, check this out. This is also weird. The Elgato Game Capture HD60X is also being seen as a webcam. So I press that, right? It just depends. You might need it, you might not need it. Where it can cause problem is your Logitechs, being that they are both webcams, the UUID, the identifier for it on the USB bus is the same. So that's what causes the drama. In your Mac, especially your Mac Mini, if you were to connect one to the Thunderbolt bus using an adapter cable, and you connect one to the USB-A bus, just plug it in, it will work because those are two different buses. So the UUIDs will not conflict with each other because it's just two dudes named Roy on the same street. right? Well, different streets. You know, one Roy is on Main Street and one Roy is on Troublemaker Street. There's two separate streets. If you put them in the USB-A bus together, you got two Roys on the same street at 36 Main. And not Suite 1 and Suite 2. It can't figure that part out no more. It just sees both of y'all are in the same building. So that would have solved that. So yeah, as I scroll through these and check these out, I didn't realize until just now. So good thing this came up is something I can talk back to Tom about. It sees the Streamer X as a webcam. And the minute I turned that on, look, it took all the little weirdness that I was getting from the type mismatch, it actually went away. So, how's that? That's cray-cray. You know, that is absolutely cray-cray. Yo, Shells, what's cracking? We were just talking about you, and then now you're here. And see, every time I play that video, every time I played this video, the Shelly video, then she just pops up in the stream, right?
Hey everyone, it's Shelly from Shelly.
It's picture Shelly. Camo is the grown folks version of, yeah, look right here. Boom, camo camera. We just did, I was on their stream. I was going to say we did a masterclass, but no, I was on their stream. It's bomb. Okay, Dan, this is almost correct. It allows you to use your phone as a camera. It does support NDI, but it doesn't allow you to use your phone as an NDI because that NDI part is secondary. It allows you to use your phone as a camera over the HDMI. Their Wi-Fi implementation is different. I'm not even sure. I never checked it because I don't really use it that often. I'm not even sure their Wi-Fi implementation is NDI. It probably is. But before we get to NDI, because that's where it gets confusing, is like just telling people that it's a harmonic scale as opposed to it's a scale, right? There's same, not really the same, right? Yeah, we don't want to get into polyphonics yet. So yes, it does allow you to use your camera, your phone as a camera, and it can be wireless because the NDI is where the wireless part comes in. But yeah, anyway, never mind. Don't calculate it. I mean, complicate it. It's like, whistle. Where did I get the whistle from anyway? You can just keep logging in as different people. Yo, DC, man. It's just good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Okay, there's Paul's answer. Powering it through the power cord. You should not be having any problems power through the power cord. This ZVE10 that I just plugged in, unplugging it to switch to the ZVE1 is the first time it's been unplugged or off in a year and a half. It has been on nonstop for a year and a half. Check the brick that you're plugging in. Sometimes all these bricks are kind of the same, but not really. Some of them are just bad, right? The one thing about USB products is they're heavily mass produced, so you can get a donut every once in a while. So there's a huge possibility, bad cable, bad brick. I would just switch that because other than that, you set the camera to high. I get high, I get high, I get high, I get high. So if I come here, go into the memory, I can't turn that on while in streaming. Anyway, you go into the menu, you go to the last doohickey, and you set it to high. And that's all you got to do. And then you should be good gravy, right? Let's see. I'm over here messing with stuff. All right, there we go. You got to get it right. If you're going to do it right. Do it till you're satisfied. Come on and do it. Yeah. Do it till you're satisfied. Do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Whatever it is. Sorry. I'm bringing out all of the old people stuff today. There. All right, this is fun. Let's see. Keep going. Yeah, I would just try switch up the chords and switch up the brick because you should have no problem. Make sure that you have it set to high. And also one other trick, I don't know if you noticed this, but since we're doing this way, I can show you. On this right here, I leave the battery door open and I leave the screen flipped out. Because Jeremy was saying that this bad boy overheats, but it just might have been his ravishing good looks because mine don't overheat. And yeah, I leave this kicked out and the door open. Those are two things that will let the heat exhaust. Here, let's put this guy on Samurai Cam. It's not working. Hey, don't knock over this little guy. Yes. So yeah, that might help out a lot. Let's try those two things, Paul, and let me know what happens. Oh man. See, now I got that. Shelly, do not give me lyrics. You know what that'll do to my brain. Yeah, honestly, same thing. Same thing. But how, Roy? These are all USB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 of these are USB. I have 4 Sony cameras connected by USB right now. And then the iPhone. And the Insta360. So technically I have 6 connected via. So curious why you say that, Roy. We're gonna have to get Testy in the Discord. This is a commercial office. I'm going to say this one time and one time only for the people in the back. GoPros are trash. Sorry, GoPro, that's a GoPro thing. It is, yeah, GoPro is weird. The media mod thing, it shouldn't even be necessary. With my Insta360 or the DJI or any other camera, you just plug it in. GoPro, you got to have the media mod. I know some of the new models have it built in. They just do weird stuff. And a lot of that probably has to do with order to make it be more waterproof, but not even worth it. It's not even worth it. I would say sell the Hero 11 because you could get the whole amount and switch it to an Insta360 and be done. Be done. Save yourself the hassle. Plus, the Insta360 got his neck on a swivel, right? So your GoPro can't do this right here. What I'm finna do? Hit it. Boom. Wham. Bam. Boom. Position 1. Big head. Right? You know what I mean? Your GoPro can't do none of this. Look at the size of that dude's Milan. There you go. Again, we can get creepy. We can be like, hey, man, you're listening to BMX in the State of Fresh. Coming up next, Hot Mix 5 with Smoking Scott Seals. Man, get rid of the GoPro, fam. Get rid of it. It's trash. Hot trash. It might not work, okay? This is so weird, and I don't know why. Some days, once I have it powered, I can take the battery out, and it's fine. Other ones, it doesn't. So you might have to leave the battery in. You notice that green dot when I was showing you that because I have my battery in, but I leave the door open because it lets the gas out. And then it kind of works. Ooh, we're gonna watch that. What? Come on. Listen to Tony. See, I can't even read. I was reading Melvin's comment. Because, do it to you, that is fun. Only Melvin would know that song. And then, listening to Tony. Yes, the GoPro has been nothing but drama. Even Felicia, like, she's had a whole bunch of drama with it. The fact that you had to buy a GoPro and a media mod, you could buy 2 Insta360 links for that. So just sell it. Just sell it. Yeah, I think it has to do. I think it has to do. It's crazy. I think it because again, that camera is so old too. Back then, they weren't. Even though you can still buy them, the production is old, so they weren't doing USB IDs the way they do now. So even more so, it's probably confusing itself. That is a. This is an Insta360 link. The X3 is in my backpack because it goes with me everywhere I go. So that's the Insta360 link that's plugged in up there. So it comes with the Insta360 link. It allows you to move it around and all kind of craziness. Yes, but that would be the answer. I just something about GoPros. I don't know why they are just goofy. It's probably not even their fault. It's probably a real simple thing that they could fix, but not enough people are using them for what we're using them for. They're not intended for what we're using them for. So when they don't perform in the task that they're not intended for, you can't really blame them. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's weird. It is weird. It is designed to be in a case and connected to your helmet while you ski. It's not really designed for streaming, so the fact that it acts weird in streaming, I mean, I get it. Now, what you guys made me realize, though, is that all my white balances are off because these two should match. But I let my friend use my ZV-1, and he probably switched up something. So anyway, we are done playing with all the cameras today. And that will wrap up another one of these fancy Ecamm demos. If you guys have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can drop them down in the comment section below. You can also, don't forget, we do this every single Friday right here. And I have been talking with Katie. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about, Roy. That's the one. I've been talking with Katie about doing Gear Labs in the Discord. So, yeah, if you guys want to do that, it'll probably be Wednesdays. Wednesdays is about the best day that I have. And it's just a matter of time, right? Do you guys want to do it like at this same time, which is like 2 p.m. Eastern? And if that's the case, let me know. And then we'll do Gear Labs on Wednesday, where we just come in and press all kinds of buttons and break all kind of stuff and do what Trey made me do in the live demo. Trey. Look, I'm just brave. I don't mind breaking stuff. I think most of you guys just don't try stuff because you're afraid to break it. You can't break it. The worst you can do is muck up a setting, but there's always a factory reset button. And everything on this table has a factory reset button. Well, except for the lens cleaner. But you can always factory reset things. So don't freak out, right? And when you have things with a bunch of screens and a bunch of settings, here's where most people screw up. Sky will remember this from doing gigs. When we got cell phones, one of the first things I did with camera pictures, when you got your iPhone 2, could take photos. You go out, you set up the mixer board, right? So I'm bringing out the sound desk, like 32 channel or whatever. When I got everything set up for the show, I went around my iPhone and I took pictures because you're going to have to reset this show up for a different show, or the next band is going to come in and want to switch something. I needed pictures of everything. So I tend to take pictures of my settings of things and store them in the folder on the computer. If you get your Paul Duncan talking directly to you, when you get your Rodecaster Pro functioning exactly how you want it, take pictures of everything. Open up the screen and take screenshots, you know? So when you're over here in this bad boy, right, you come in here, you take screenshots of everything once you have everything functioning how you want. Because inevitably what happens, you have to do something to show a customer, or you have to do something because, you know, somebody had you come in on Teams and Teams ain't the same as Zoom. And so you make an adjustment in order to make that work. And then when you go back to do your everyday scheduled program, you can't get back to where you were because you messed something up. So even in Ecamm, once you got everything basically golden, record a video with your preferences open and show yourself all the preferences, right? So you hit live demo mode like I did, Command-Shift-D, hit Command comma, open up the preferences, right? And then not just look at these, talk it through to yourself. You don't got to show this to nobody, but be like, okay, I am just got finished doing the demo where Trey made me press all kind of crazy stuff. So let me see. I had app sounds off. I had show animation reaction. So people hit the like button, you know that works. Camera switcher in the main window. I don't like that because when you do that, it brings up, you know, all kind of switchers in the main window. So like, yeah, not a fan of that. Right, so you can turn that off, right, if you don't need to. So let's see, program windows when other apps are open. So if I click away, program automatically pops up. I hate that, so I'll turn that back off. Now when I click away, nothing happens. Key windows in the front. All right, cool, whatever. So you just go through all of these bad boys and say what you did, say what you changed. Give yourself the notes to remember to log back into Facebook. Give yourself the notes that you need and save that file somewhere, like in my Ecamm setups. Then you never have the drama. You never have the drama. You're like, I know what I did. You go straight back to your settings and, you know, whatever. It's hard to explain. Some of the stuff I'll teach you guys at camp, you'll get to see how I set up, how I take down, and like, bam. Also, this is correct. On the Rodecaster Pro 2, you can save your show settings. This I always forget to do, but I always tell Paul and Luis to remind me. If I know I'm about to tweak heavy in Ecamm, come up to Profiles and go here and say export the current profile, right? Because I know this one works, right? So I can export this current profile. Now I can sit around and press all kinds of buttons and break all kinds of stuff. And then if it ain't right, I can just bring back in the way I had it before I started mucking with stuff. These tips will save your pecan. I'm just saying. Never do that. Yes. The main thing to pack is whatever your favorite hangover medicine. That's it. Just pack your number one favorite hangover medicine. That's all you gotta do. Yes, Hank, actually. So yes, keep your profiles together. Keep your profiles together. I like to store things on extra cards and things like that, you know, just to see if that, you know, makes it all work. But yeah, you will see. That's life. All right, folks, I hope that helps out. I hope you guys learned something today. Other than that, we'll see y'all again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys are incredible. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Luis and Paul, you guys got to hold down class tomorrow. Don't forget, I'm on the road tomorrow. Yep, that's it. PK screenshots. Screenshots. Yes, dude, it's going to be super cool. Super cool. Thank you, John Michael. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming around. Make sure you join the Discord. That's where the best place to goof off and play around, guys. Especially you guys that are like, you know, testing out gear and stuff. Jump in the Discord. It is where it's at. And yeah, we can do some cool stuff in there. So we'll see y'all soon. Have fun. I'll see you guys next week. Actually, Tuesday, I think Katie and I are streaming before. But yeah, I didn't even think about demo next Friday. next Friday, they don't know it yet, but next Friday for the demo, Paul and Luis will show you around because Doc's going to be in LA. Don't tell them I said that yet, but Paul and Luis will be doing the demo next Friday. Maybe they can sucker Daniel into coming to help them. But Katie and Glenn, Ken, Mike, like the whole crew, we're going to be in LA. So I better send them a message in Slack to remind them that they're doing the demo next week. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Peace out. A-Town Stump.
Coming straight out of Ecamm. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. Ecamm fam is the name of the jam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam. This is a jam for the Ecamm fam.